Alright, welcome back to yet another in-depth Dying Light 2 interview, this time with Adrian Ciszewski, also known as Pyza. Yes, this is the guy behind the Pyza suit Easter egg. So we had Korek last time, this time we have Pyza. There are some really good answers in here, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so, I've got some Dying Light 2 questions, and I need some answers. The community's not going to let it go if we don't get answers. First of all, go ahead and introduce yourself, my man.
I'm Adrian Ciszewski, I'm a Creative Director of Dying Light 2.
Thank you so much for being here. First question, character customization. We, in the first game, could change our entire outfit, but that was about the extent of it. Are you guys looking at taking that any further, maybe customizing specific parts of your outfit or specific features?
Yeah, sure. This year we introduced something that we're calling the avatar system. So you can level up your character by skills and also about upgrading your avatar. So you can get some gear, plug it here, and therefore you unlock a new options to travel or do the combat scenes in a game. So that's the avatar system.
Beautiful. The woman that we saw in the fisheye, from what I hear, she's modeled after someone at Techland, an employee. But can you tell us about the actual character? Can you reveal any details about who she is in the game?
She's actually a friend of Frank, the guy who is ruling the canteen fisheye, and his name is Lola. She also has some story plot in a game, but I can't tell you right now about that, not to spoil too much.
Okay, alright. We saw a really interesting weapon during the demo, which I believe was called the Scorpio.
Yes.
Now it looks like it shot projectiles, but once you run out of ammunition, you can actually flip that weapon around and use it as a melee weapon, which was awesome. Can you tell us a bit more about the weapon, how we can maybe find it in the world of Dying Light 2?
Alright, so there are a lot of weapons in a game. The Scorpio is one of those new things that you can use against the zombies. There are also something like, we did a lot of changes in crafting systems, for example. In a demo you've seen the electric weapon, but it's very different than the one in the first game. You have more control in that because we change a lot in the combat systems to make it more tactical, to inject you more satisfaction factor during the combat, that you really feel that you're winning and losing during the combat. And so there are a lot of weapons that works with that. The Scorpio, the weapon that is really strategical weapon. It doesn't have too much shots, like 3 or 4. So it's better to save it for a special occasion that you really don't have chance to fight with the tremendous amount of enemies around you. So therefore you're gonna use a Scorpio. Of course, I can't tell you too much about new weapons. More to come.
Oh, of course, more to come. That's the answer. No, I noticed specifically with the Scorpio, when the player was fighting a big enemy, and he was using it as a melee weapon, when he got knocked to the ground, he actually dropped the weapon.
Yes.
And the way that he obtained it in the first place was it came up with a prompt to steal the weapon from a corpse.
Yeah.
Is it something you can actually keep in your inventory, or is it like a temporary thing that you pick up from enemies?
The Scorpio is temporary. You cannot hold it in inventory. So we call them as strategical weapons, environmental weapons that you can have and eventually lead the combat in a certain moment. But therefore you switch to your favorite weapon that you have in inventory and you need to drop it down. Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. At the end of the demo, there was a cutscene that showed all the changes of the city as a result of your choices. That was fantastic. And it ended with this zombie arm coming out of the ground. At first, it looks like a normal zombie hand, and then some big spikes came out of it. Now, I have to ask you, new zombies? Can you tell us anything about new types of zombies that we'll see in Dying Light 2?
Yeah, the city is divided into 7 districts, 7 different regions. They look different, so the new visuals are very different visuals. The new enemies, the new quests, and the new parkour moves. And by new enemies, I also mean that there are also new zombies that you can uncover during the playthrough. So it's all about discovering things in open world games. So you just travel through the city and discover new type of enemies. It works great because it's a tremendous factor of discovery, and at the same time it makes your optimal strategy progress because the new enemies means new tactics. So your strategy that you learned from the very beginning doesn't work at the end of the game. So you need to always constantly adjust the way you're fighting with the zombies. So there are more zombies than in the first game. We introduced one of those in a demo. More to come.
More to come. All right. In the first game, in terms of finding weapons, they had different levels of, like different tiers. There was the blue, purple, orange, gold, the legendary weapons. Is there a similar tier system for weapons in Dying Light 2?
Yeah, definitely there's a tier system in Dying Light 2. But the thing is that we are focusing more on this tactical elements that are connected to the weapons. So it's not like it's a grind of the damage. Some of the weapons they have different parameters that opens for the player new way of making a combat. So new passive elements or active elements that are really creating a new way to fighting with the enemies. So it's all about these affixes and suffixes to the weapons that creates more depth in a combat system. And of course there are better weapons, they deal more damage, but it's not a grind of the damage like in the first game.
Fantastic. I saw, actually, that's something people have been wondering, if there are animals in the game, and I did see during the demo there was some deer running around. Can we hunt these animals, use them for food, resources for crafting?
Just like you said.
Okay, awesome. We can hunt animals, people. Can you tell me about the new C engine? Because from what I understand, this is not just a new rendition of the Chrome engine. There's a reason you gave it a new name, and you pretty much built it from the ground up. Is that correct?
Yes. So we definitely create a new engine to make sure that it will work, and we're gonna fit in the engine our creativity for the Dying Light 2 and upcoming games. The previous engine was just kind of old, and we wanted to create a revolution. So because of this engine, we have a seamless traversal without loadings. We can create huge cities with thanks of special tools we have. The new lighting system, which is very, very natural with all of the goodies from the NVIDIA and the consoles, and that was our goal. So we have a lot of ideas, and the old engine wasn't just that, wide in terms of the options that you have. So right now, the new engine, new possibilities, and we are badly waiting for releasing the game on the new engine, yeah?
Gotcha. Awesome. Now, you guys have mentioned that in your first playthrough of Dying Light 2, since there are so many decisions, and which can lead to different outcomes, you're pretty much only going to see less than 50% of the game in your first playthrough. Are you guys looking at introducing a new game plus mode to encourage people to play it that second time round?
Of course, it's very connected with the fact that there are still people playing Dying Light 1, and it's not like few people. It's like 500,000 unique players every week. So it's a huge number for us. We are really surprised that the game is still living. It's almost 4 years after the release date. So basically, it's a achievement, yeah. So, and we know people that are still playing constantly, and we asking them where you are in a game. They're saying in the middle, lap number 5, lap number 6. So in Dying Light 2, because of those choices and consequences, each lap will be a different game for you. So it has a really big impact into the Game Plus in Dying Light 2, this choices and consequences feature.
Right. Oh, awesome. Final question, and I need to ask this. I don't know if I'll get an answer, but I need to ask it. When can the public see some long-form gameplay of Dying Light 2? When will this demo kind of gameplay be released to the public? Can you say anything about that? Because I know people want to see gameplay more than anything else.
I can't tell you. I heard the rumors here, like maybe soon, but I can't tell you.
Maybe soon. I guess we're going to have to take that for now. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And let's enjoy the rest of E3.
Enjoy the show.
Yes, thank you.